All right, once again, it is time for news. This is TV47 at 4. My name is Linda Alela. We start off with some bit of politics where DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua has continued his scathing attack towards President Ruto, accusing him of planning to loot from SACCO savings in the proposed cooperatives law. Now, speaking during a consultative meeting with Westlands constituency leaders at his Wamunyoro residence, Gachagua accused the government of budgeted corruption, further calling upon the members of cooperatives to be on the lookout, that is, for their savings. Gachagua has also accused President William Ruto of planning to claim the KCC. Now, the DCP leader has urged Kenyans to register as voters ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Tuko na cooperative society 25,000 ambaye iko na members 14 million members. Hawa 14 million members kwa jumla wamefanya savings ya 1.8 trillion. William Ruto anamezea hiyo pesa mate. Unajua pesa, aliongeza pesa ya NSSF. Watu walikuwa wanatoa 200 akaongeza mpaka 6%. Hiyo pesa amechukua, amepeleka kwa budgeted corruption. Ndio pesa ametumia, amepeleka ati kujenga Mau Summit, Rironi Mau Summit Road. Hapo anakula hongo ya bilioni 7. Hiyo pesa amechukua ingine kununua Kenya Pipeline. Hapo amekula hongo karibu ya 30 billion.
And the Law Society of Kenya has condemned the deaths of advocates Esther Wairimu and Edward, describing the incidents as a direct attack on the legal profession, the administration of justice and the rule of law. LSK called for the immediate formation of a multi-agency team to investigate the killings, a forensic audit of land matters handled by Kenya Forest Service Legal Department, and an enhanced security for advocates. The society declared Friday, July the 10th, 2026, a day of national solidarity, announcing a nationwide advocates march for justice, with Nairobi lawyers set to assemble at Milimani Law Courts before marching to the National Police Service headquarters.
In honor of our departed colleagues and in defense of the rule of law, the Law Society of Kenya hereby declares Friday, 10th July 2026, a day of national solidarity for the legal profession and announces a nationwide advocates march for justice. Advocates in Nairobi shall assemble at the Milimani Law Courts parking from 9 o'clock in the morning, with a procession commencing promptly at 9:30 a.m. All participants are requested to attend while formally dressed and don a purple ribbon as a symbol of remembrance and unity.
Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has criticized the government's sale of Safaricom shares, alleging the stake was sold significantly before market value and costing Kenyans billions of shillings. Speaking on the matter, Nyoro said the public assets should always be managed in a way that protects the interest of all citizens, adding that he had consistently opposed the sale of the Safaricom's stake. He called on the Nairobi Securities Exchange (NSE) and the Capital Markets Authority (CMA) to investigate all Safaricom shares trades conducted over the past 8 months, alleging possible price manipulation and deliberate suppression of the share price ahead of the transaction.
In this same breath, I want to ask, and I'll be writing to the Nairobi Securities Exchange and the Capital Markets Authority. They must investigate all the trades that have been happening for the last 8 months in the counter of Safaricom, because it is very clear there has been price manipulation, there has been price suppression, pending the money changing hands in this transaction. It is no coincidence whatsoever that after money change hands at 34 shillings, immediately the price manipulation stops. Then we see the share price now climbing higher every single day after the transaction happened. Definitely this is not a coincidence. And in a market where we have institutions that are respectable, like the Capital Markets Authority and the Nairobi Securities Exchange, it is upon them to keep on instilling confidence in our market by investigating that kind of probable and obvious manipulation of share prices.
A major healthcare disruption is looming in Kakamega County after 5 health workers' union issued Governor Fernandez Baraza with a 3-day ultimatum to facilitate the signing of a recognition agreement. And now the unions accused the county attorney's office of frustrating the process after officials allegedly failed to attend a scheduled signing ceremony at the county headquarters despite an official invitation. Union leaders say they arrived at 9 a.m. and waited until 6 p.m, but the agreement was never signed. They insist the recognition agreement is crucial for establishing formal labor relations and paving the way for future collective bargaining agreements. The unions have warned that unless the document is signed within 3 days, health workers across the county will withdraw their services.
The county attorney is not above law, and we as unions, we are not happy. We came here, we have spent the whole day, we have agreed on a myriad of issues, only to come at the tail end to disagree. 3 days, we have almost 5 unions here.
A recognition agreement is a document that gives the framework of engagement between the employer and the employees. So when the county government shows no goodwill in signing of the recognition agreement, then it shows that there is no goodwill to take care of the welfare of the health staff in this county.
The ceremony aborted because a county attorney was nowhere to be found. We want to condemn the county attorney of Kakamega County for letting the governor down.
Olkalau Junior School is set to benefit from the government's smart board rollout under the Kenya Digital Economy Acceleration Project, marking a major step that is in advancing digital learning. And speaking during an inspection of the project that is in Olkalau Comprehensive School, the principal secretaries for Basic Education and ICT said the Phase 1 rollout targets about 172 schools across Nyandarua County to enhance digital literacy and improve technology-based learning.
Kuweza kukagua nini parade yetu.
We've used the blackboards in the future. Now we are providing a digital board. We are calling it smart board. This board is a complete computer. It can perform anything that a computer can perform. It can additionally provide what we call conferencing solution. You can connect 2 schools, you can connect 10 schools, you can connect 100 schools. So you can have a conference teaching where you can teach many schools by one teacher.
And this is the way to go. That will make our teachers and learners to interact well, to become very, very creative and to be able to learn. And this is a program that His Excellency the President has ensured that the Ministry of Education in partnership with ICT and the digital economy are able to implement this program for the benefit of our learners.
Former ICT Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo has unveiled his new party, the People's Prosperity Party, in his quest to seek the presidency in next year's general election. Speaking during the launch at the party's Ustawi House headquarters, Owalo said the new party is anchored on liberating Kenyans from punitive taxes, public debt, corruption and wastage, terming it as a new era of Kenya's economic transformation. Owalo further said he is not allied to any of the political formations, a 2-term or 1-term, saying he is fresh term.
Kenya needs a fresh start. We need to go back to factory settings and start afresh. And that fresh start, in my view, has to be anchored on the third liberation agenda that will facilitate economic emancipation of the Kenyan people. And that is why I'm seeking a fresh term as the President of the Republic of Kenya. I thank you all for allowing me to present my vision Talk to any Kenyan, irrespective of tribe, race, creed, or religion. Kenyans will tell you that they don't have money in their pocket and they are struggling to put food on the table. And we don't need to be rocket economists to fix this. It just requires basic economics. Why is it that people don't have money in their pocket? It's because of a punitive taxation regime. We are dealing with a tax regime that does not recognize the level of disposable income of the people.
Artisanal miners in Embu and Kirinyaga counties are calling for changes to proposed mining laws, saying regulations should support small-scale miners and reflect the realities of the sector. Speaking during a public participation forum that is in Embu, the miners said some proposals could hinder their operations, including restrictions on the use of modern equipment. They called for mechanization, easier licensing processes, and greater involvement of counties in managing mining activities. The miners also opposed heavy penalties proposed in the draft laws, saying they could affect small-scale operators who rely on mining for their livelihoods. The Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs said that views collected from stakeholders will inform the final review of the proposed policies and regulations.
We have taken them through the 2-3 legislations. They have given us their views, which we are going to incorporate in the next processes of the development of these new legislations.
Licensing issue has been also a challenge, particularly to the small artisanal miners. Hawa wachimbaji madini wadogo hatungetaka wawekewe ile fee ama fee kubwa sana ambayo they cannot afford.
I would suggest that if we are introducing any policy, let's get in touch with what is happening on the ground so that we don't end up missing the benefits of the mining sector, the journey is supposed to walk.
All right, that's all we had for you on TV47 at 4. And of course, it's that time for the sporting action or the sporting conversation shortly. The gang is here for that, so make sure that you keep it around. My name is Linda Alela. Good afternoon.